Students, in this class, I'm going to discuss with you informal letter. As I told you that a letter has two types, two forms. One is formal letter, the second one is informal letter, and both are very important. Because in every year, if you see the question bank, if you see the question papers of previous years, you will find that they will ask either formal or informal. Sometimes they give both the options, so better to know both types of letter, how to write these letters, right? So we had already discussed formal letters, so now I'm going to discuss with you informal letter. As I told you that informal letters are written to friends and relatives, so we have to use the salutation, we have to use the language in that manner only. You'll have to be very careful, very attentive while drafting, while writing informal letters. Your language must not be, oblivion. Your language must not be as to harsh, as to harm others. Your language must be polite, your language must be humble, and you need to know that you are writing the letter for your examination. So as to get the maximum marks, you have to maintain the sanctity of the letter writing process, because don't think that the examiner doesn't read your letter. He will read your letter. So please write in a perfect English, without grammar error or without any other error, and you have to intact with the format, and you must have to be intact with the left hand margin. It's a must. As I told you that you cannot write anything towards the right hand side. These things have become obsolete. There was a time 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when people used to write the address or the date towards the right hand side, and towards the end also they used to write towards the right hand side. Nowadays, I'm talking about the latest format of letter writing. You cannot write anything towards the right hand side. Got it? Let's start the first informal letter. The question may be: write a letter to your friend describing your visit to a historical place. As you may have paid attention, that the letter doesn't contain any name, so you'll have to put XYZ or ABC at any cost, in any condition. You are not allowed to write your names in letter, otherwise you will lose your marks. So let me repeat the question once more. Write a letter to your friend describing your visit to a historical place. Let's start. You have to write street number 5, JL Misra Road, Ranchi. After that, you have to put the date, November 29th, 2020. After that, you have to put the address of your friend, like JH Church Road, lane number 3, Ranchi 834001. Then you have to write, my dear friend, I received your letter yesterday. I'm glad to learn that all of you are well. I have not written to you since the long time because of my busyness. Now I'm free and I'm just trying to write you about my historical visit to a historical place. I would like to share my experience with you because you will like it, and the next time we'll together visit another historical place. This is the first paragraph, which is called the introductory paragraph. Let's come to the second paragraph, which is called the main body of the letter. As I told you, in a formal letter there are three parts. In informal letters also we'll have three parts: the first paragraph, the longer second paragraph, and the smaller third paragraph. Okay, so the second paragraph, which is called the main body, will be like this: you will be glad to know that I visited Agra last month. I saw a number of parks, a number of forts, and other historical monuments there. But what fascinated me the most is the Taj Mahal. I also visited Fatehpur Sikri and Humayun's tomb. Some buildings in history are just like that. They tell us the story of the glorious past. I have taken the snapshots of many monuments. Now I We'll send it to you also through mail. When you visit Fatehpur Sikri, you will find that history is there in front of us. The history which we used to study in books, the buildings which we used to see in pictures in books, those things becomes alive when I reach that place. The beauty of the Taj Mahal cannot be described in words. We must go there again and again to see how it was built, the marvelous building. And what to talk about the Buland Darwaja and the other construction by Mughal emperors. History becomes alive when you put your footsteps in the city of Agra. From there, you may visit to a number of forts. The forts which you may visit there, Agra Fort and the tomb. There are a number of tombs of Mughal kings. They tell the history of the past, the glorious past of India. And I visit there. This is the second time of my visit. Next time I want to visit there with you. The last paragraph will be like this. Everything is fine here. Convey my regards to my uncle and aunt. Thanking you. Yours loving, Ravi Kumar. So this is how you have to wind up your letter. You have to conclude your letter. In the last paragraph, there will be almost the same thing in all the informal letter, that everything also be fine. Okay? Convey my regards to uncle and aunt. Thank you. Yours loving, yours ever, Ravi Kumar. This is the way you have to end an informal letter. It is, as you have seen, you have to write the address two times, yours and the sender's. In between, you have to leave one line. Then you have to write the introductory paragraph, and then you have to write the main body of the letter. And again, towards the end, you have to write the concluding paragraph. And one thing to be kept in mind, that the length of the first and the last paragraph will be almost the same, and the length of the middle paragraph, which is the second paragraph, will always be longer. Thank you very much, students. We'll meet in the next class with some new informal letter. Thank you.